Got a Kansept. Kansept. What we got here? This is a Kansept Nesstreet. 3.5 inch blade. Made by Kansept Maker. Black stonewash CPM S35BN. And black micarta. Yeah, come on. So this is a knife that doesn't spin very well. Don't know what that means. I bought this on the secondary market. It's supposed to be new or like new in box. Let's oh, detent's kind of weak. Locked up good. So this is a piece. I mean, I'll do a little deeper dive on the knife here in a second, but this Nesstreet's a piece that always kind of attracted me. You know, looking at it, I always thought, man, I think I want to get one of those. But golly, they just want a lot of money for it. And in the end, it just it didn't appear like it was worth as much money as they were trying to ask for it. Now, is it cool? I mean, looking at it, it sure looked cool. I just wasn't sure if it was like worth that much money. And so I always just kind of put it in the category, I'm gonna have to find a deal for it. See if I can't get a deal. Here it says Nesstreet here. What's that logo say? Kansept Maker. Shows a little Kansept blade. Pretty cool. And then on this side we've got model number and S35BN. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, so I finally was able to snag one at what I thought was a reasonable price. And so I get a chance to check one out. Let's put all this away. Looks like we've got 2 ways in. We've got a Spidey flick and a thumb flick. Using them thumb studs. The action, definitely can, I could fail this knife. The action's kind of bound up. It's not very free flowing. Now, is it that lock? Nah, I mean, I can feel the bearings rolling there. I can feel they're gritty. When I say gritty, not like there's something in them, but I can feel them rolling across like a rough surface. So is that the blade surface in there? I'm not sure. It's locked up super tight. Do got to shake the action down a little bit. I mean, man, let's get in it. The action's not great, so might as well just jump off into that section. That feels like a T10. Yeah, I'm thinking T10. Let's check. I got one right here. Yeah, that's definitely a T10. And there we go. I think it's in backwards. Yeah, buddy. Yep, the other side wanted to come. That's okay. I'm going to keep going from this side, though, because I don't want to disassemble all that if I don't have to. So I'm guessing these spacers have screws in both sides, so I want to take them out this side if possible. Yep, should come now. Yeah, buddy, it came all right. It fell apart. I made a reference on this lock, and the detent on the knife is not very strong, but the lock is way over there. So I mean, I don't know if I can take any off of it just because it doesn't have much detent to begin with. Makes me wonder if it's, well, and it's greased. Makes me wonder if it's actually seating into the hole properly. I think I'm going to wipe it down. I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to put it back together. And then I'm going to focus on the action. Which means I'll probably have to take it apart again. But considering it's got a weak detent now, I don't know that I'm not sure my direction. Definitely looks like the factory edge up here. Looks like it's got a chip or two in it, maybe. Not sure, but it does look like the factory edge. Beautiful stonewash on this blade. Yeah, wonderful. I like it a lot. I am a fan of that. The scales are stonewashed. Got quite the groove being cut into the liner by the bearings. Makes me wonder if maybe that all wasn't just a tad too tight. I'm seeing some kind of black come off of the bearing, so that could just be the coating in there, the stonewashed look, and a little bit of black here. I mean, all in all, the knife's in pretty good shape. I'm gonna guess that it's been apart, though. I'm guessing. I don't know that it has, but I think so. And this isn't captured, so I can definitely put it in from the other direction, which is what I'm gonna do right now. We're gonna build from the bottom up. There it goes. I was going to say, man, is that a different size? It is not. It just fit a little tighter. Now, there's some logic to, I should have figured this out before I took it apart. You know, I get it. But with it's basically opposite of what you would have thought you would have found. So I think I just wanted to clean it up, get everything functioning at its prime before I start messing with this. And is it going to cause me to take it apart twice? It is. But I just wanted to get a real gauge of where I'm at. And sometimes with it cleaned and lubed properly, it'll run better. Maybe. Who knows? I don't really think that's the case, but you never know. I do think if I was going to keep this knife that I would rough up this micarta and dye it. Definitely is running better. I think we're off just a tippy tab. Well, I don't know. It looks pretty centered. Well, that detent, it's changed. It felt like it was super weak, but now it feels like it's not. Feels pretty snappy. I mean, the blade, it's a mirage. If I'm looking from this way, it seems like it's off, but in essence, I think it's a lot closer to center than I think it is. I mean, whatever I was feeling it when it was running, I'm not feeling it no more. I think I might be a tad too tight. Yeah, I mean, it's locked up good. Look at it, just drop shut. Wonderful. I mean, I'm not going to mess with this action. I mean, It's snappy. It's coming out of there with authority. Spidey flick, same. It's coming out hard. I like it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't mess with it. It's let me check these body screws, these scale screws real quick, make sure we're tight. And the pocket clip. Yeah. Okay. I mean, the action, I'm going to say, I mean, A minus. It's pretty solid, man. I like it. Appears to be getting a little better as I'm using it. Very snappy, very comfortable to run that thumb stud or the Spidey flick. Very comfortable to do it. You know, with it being a liner lock like that, you're not putting any pressure on that lock. And so, whoop, yeah, wonderful. Let's talk about the ergonomics. So this aggressive, detailed cutout here, this contour for the grip, I mean, it really creates a locked-in grip and a good finger guard to get up in there. And so, not so confident, confident, very confident. I mean, I'm going to call that a confident grip. I think I'm locked in there really well. Very comfortable in hand. The pocket clip basically disappears there. The other three fingers have their own little curved spot. I mean, good platform for the thumb. Nice power grip here. Very comfortable in hand. Knocked down really well. There's nothing sharp biting me anywhere. Try the reverse. Yeah, I mean, just equally as good right here. Just my pinky locks into that finger groove right there, and thumb can cap. I mean, just really powerful right there. And not so much here. I mean, it can be done, yeah, but it's not really made for that for sure. Let's check pocket clip, which I don't have a lot of concerns with eyeballing it. I think it's going to run just fine. Get it over the thick stuff and smooth. Yeah, almost completely deep. Got about 1/8 of an inch sticking out there. Not a lot of tension here though. It's going to be worse here. I'm pretty sure that this knife would just fall out of the pocket. Yeah, I mean, it's almost made it. Yeah, there's like no tension on that pocket clip at all. And unfortunately, it's smooth against this smooth micarta. So I'm going to put some tension on it, but I'm not sure how much of an improvement we can make. But let's go ahead and do it. Where are we at for time? We got time. Yeah, we'll just stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. Yeah. So I'll pull these two screws, and I mean, it's old hat for anybody on the channel, but you know, maybe you're a new watcher and you haven't seen how to do this before. Just take the clip off, and then I put a rag in the jaws of my little Knipex pliers. There's a link down below if you're interested in some of these. And then I grab that clip and I want to squeeze and close this gap right here, which is what's going to put tension on that clip. And so you can see that it's almost touching now. See how it's come up in there? And so that's going to create quite a bit of tension. The amount that I did that, it's going to be a bunch. So now when I do that, especially when I put that much change to it, I want to put the back screw in first. And this screw looks kind of chewed up, so I'm going to put this other one in the back. The reason being is because the front screw, now that pocket clip is raised up off of there. Well, if I did that front screw first, it would have to manage all of that by itself with very few threads. Well, by starting in the back, you can see it sucked the front down all by itself. So now that front screw doesn't have to do all that work. It's a little thing, but you strip one of them screws out one time and you go, yeah, I got to do that different. All right. Yeah, I can't even lift it off the scale now. It's that tight. So let's see what it did for retention. Yeah, this is going to be a drier clip now on the thicker material. Like maybe even F5 tornado. You know, if a tornado grabbed these pants, threw them 20 miles down the road, when you found them, they'd be shredded to pieces, but this knife would still be clinging to this pocket. Yeah, wonderful tension there. And then standard jean size material. Yeah, it's a dryer clip now, 100%. Excellent tension there. And what I mean, a dryer, you could tumble this in a dryer, put that there for 30 minutes or so, banging around in there. And when you took it out, this knife's still going to be there. So I could definitely tumble down a hill or in a scuffle. And when I reach back for this knife, it's going to be right where I left it. There's plenty of tension there. It's not going to come out on a jog or in a fight, whatever. It's going to be right where I left it. It's going to be where I expect it to be when I expect it to be there. Let's see if we can make blade contact. Yeah, there's no blade contact through the backs of the scales, and the tip is recessed just right. Can't get it with my finger there. Ooh, it looked close for a second, but no, it's good shape. So the clip is amazing now. The tip is good, and I'm confident that I can touch this knife any old way I want as long as the blade's closed. It's got nice detent on it, so it's snapping it in there. It should be that way when I find it, unless I don't want it to be. Yeah, pretty nice. Let's check that blade now. Is it sharp, or are we gonna put a little work in? I mean, it's got a few boogers on it. We're gonna strop it. I think we're good for time, so I'm just gonna stay right here and get it on here. I'm gonna try to keep a high angle with where the blade is in relationship to the strop because I don't want the strop to get down into this stonewash because it'll create a cloud on that edge. So I'm really trying to just work on that beveled edge. Versus just get flat. If I did it here, it would, it would create a wear mark in that stonewash along that edge of that blade. So I just want to keep it high. Because here's what I'm trying to do. I'm not really trying to sharpen the knife. I just want any little burrs or little hanging chads on there. I want to get them off. Then I'm going to run it on a piece of wood. Any stubborn stuff. I felt a couple of little dings in there. Little dingleberries. So now we'll run it, maybe 2 times. Just to refine it a little bit. And I know I don't strop like everybody. I never really studied how to do it. Alright, let's try it again. See if we improve that edge at all. Much smoother. Yeah, wonderful. That S35. I'm a fan. I have a lot of knives with S35. It's a good steel and takes a nice edge, holds up well. And this tall, flat ground on this, it's going to, very thin at the edge, going to be really slicey. Be excellent for cutting stuff. Nice needle tip. I mean, ooh, is that a needle? Yeah, good one. All right, price and availability. Where are these, and what do you got to pay for them? I'm not going to get down on the used market like this one. I'll just kind of hit the new market. Like, what do you got to expect to pay one if you wanted to buy one new? So, the go-to. Pardon me. Pardon me. Let me get a sip here. Goodness. All right. Enough of that nonsense. The go-to here, White Mountain knives. So, you ready for this? So, they have this exact knife, the S35BN, with a couple of different colors of micarta. And the different colors of micarta take the price of this knife up around $150. However, This stonewashed with black micarta on White Mountain knives right now, $109. It's like $50 cheaper than the same exact knife with different micarta. The black with the black on the S35 steel liners, yeah, $109. So if you use the code DM10 in the coupon section at White Mountain Knives, no tax, free shipping, it's going to be $100, $99. Yep, under $100. That's a pretty good price because considering I've seen these 150, 180, $200, which has made them price prohibitive for me. S35 micarta for $185. I mean, even at $155, there is a lot of knives that I can pick up with S35BN around $100, $125. So I gotta really want one to pay $150. Now, is it worth $150? $180? I mean, I'm not finding a lot of flaws in the knife. I mean, it does only have flipper studs to get in it. It does have great action. It's got great action, excellent ergonomics, wonderful pocket clip. And I don't count the fact that I had to tune it up a little bit. Some may go, well, out of the package, it wasn't great. I tuned it up and therefore it's not worth as much. Tuning this up ain't no different than me cleaning. I could buy, a $2,000 firearm that when I get it, it's full of grease and in a bag, and I got to take it out of there. I got to clean it up and tune it up, and no way does that take from the value of the firearm. To me, it's no different with the knife. I mean, a little cleanup, a little tune-up, putting some tension on the pocket clip don't hurt my feelings at all. So, I mean, all in all, do I think it's a good knife? I do, and I guess I can see why people are such a fan of this Nesstreet. It's been around for quite a while. And there are budget versions of this that I think you can pick up under $50, depending on the steel and the materials. So, I mean, there's always that route. You could pick up a less expensive model and see if you like it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I dig it. Under $100 at $99, man, it's, I mean, when you get in that $100 range, it's hard to beat a S35BN micarta knife, in my opinion. If you like the ergos and the action, I mean, you're in that zone. You got some fairly premium materials at a reasonable price. That's a pretty good thing, right? And this stonewash, man, even on the pocket clip, the liners, it's pretty cool. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Kansept Nesstreet, black micarta, S35BN. I don't know if there'll be any left, but at the time of this video, this specific Nesstreet on White Mountain Knives is $109. The others are quite a bit more, like 50% more, but this particular model, $109. Yeah. And then 10% off with the DM10. Gets you down $99. Appreciate you watching.